Welcome to I Love Asian Dramas. The title of this Korean fantasy drama is My Demon from Netflix, with 16 episodes. We will start at a restaurant scene, where an unpleasant meeting of Jang-gu won the demon and Do Hee, a CEO of a conglomerate company named Myrae. Later, she just found out that the man she met on her blind date was wrong. In the next scene, Do Hee was attacked by the fake designated driver inside her car, which leads Gu-won to strike a deal in order to save her. Because of this incident, when both of them almost drowned, something strange happened. Gu-won loses his power transferred to Do Hee. After some time, in order to gain his power back, he outrageously tricked the girl and quickly dived into the river again, which made Do Hee so mad. But unfortunately, he gained nothing. Soon after, an unknown man riding a motorcycle suddenly splashes acid on Do Hee while she was crossing on the street. Luckily, she was saved again by Gu-won. Because of this situation, Do Hee proposed that he will serve as her personal bodyguard, but Gu-won turned her down. However, when the spontaneous combustion had started on Gu-won's body, he finally agreed to the offer. On another occasion, Madame Ju, the chairwoman of Myrae Group Company, who treated Do Hee like her own daughter, suddenly passes away. During the funeral of the chairwoman, her last will and testament was read by the attorney publicly, which states that Do Hee will inherit the Myrae Group provided she will get married in a year. This declaration causes madness to the greedy chairwoman's family members. At that moment, in Do Hee's mind, she promised that she will do everything by revealing the truth behind the murder of the chairwoman. Surprisingly, Do Hee suddenly approaches Gu-won and asks for marriage, but he declines the proposal. On the other hand, Gu-won was reminded by his funny butler that without his power, he might lose his eternal life and will look like him. This makes Gu-won feeling anxious. Meanwhile, Gu-won and Do Hee had started gathering the evidence by reviewing the CCTV footage. At that moment, to avoid aging like humans, Gu-won makes a deal with Do Hee that he can touch her wrist whenever he pleases. Do Hee agrees, because she also needs his help in return. Gu-won made this deal because he can only regain his power back by holding Do Hee's wrist. After the welcome company dinner for Gu-won, the two had an argument. Feeling annoyed, Gu-won left Do Hee alone. Not long after, Gu-won was attacked by a group of gangsters and was hit on his head. Fortunately, Do Hee went back and found Gu-won covered with blood. The moment Gu-won held Do Hee's wrist came a change of events. He can now use his power and magically punishes the gangsters by dancing in tango. Right at that moment, he realizes that he likes Do Hee. That night, Do Hee went to Gu-won's house because she was worried. Upon arrival, she was confronted by Jin Ga-young, a skillful traditional dancer of Sunwoo Foundation who also had a crush on Gu-won. However, Do Hee did not allow Ga-young to bother her. Shortly, she ended up leaving feeling annoyed due to Gu-won's cold treatment. Then the scene moves to the clinic where Do Kyung, Seok Min's son, is consulting his doctor. A little later, Do Kyung killed his doctor for calling him a lunatic. The scene then shifts to the secret meeting of the directors. Seok Min is threatening them by exposing their corruption if they don't side with him in the election. In the morning, during the emergency management meeting, Seok Min, the chairwoman's son, was elected as the new acting chairman of Myrae Group. On the other hand, Ju Suk-jun, the CEO of Myrae Investment and nephew of the chairwoman, interacts with Do Hee. Later, they both got into a car for privacy and exposed the financial statement fraud. From a distance, looking at the two conversing, Gu-won felt jealous. Soon after, Do Hee consulted the evidence with a lawyer. Unfortunately, the lawyer was not convinced and advised that they need more conclusive evidence in order to handle such a large case. Later, at the police station, the police show a sketch of the unknown man that attacked Do Hee, but this guy is yet nowhere to be found. In the next scene, at the restaurant, Do Hee meets Choi Woo-sun, a prosecutor, on her blind date. At the table, while Do Hee and Woo-sun are having a conversation, Gu-won is observing at the back of Do Hee, feeling jealous. Gu-won can no longer hold back and touches Do Hee's wrist, and uses his power so that the lobster on the plate bites Woo-sun's mouth. After the hilarious scene, Do Hee asked Woo-sun to register their marriage in the afternoon, and then Woo-sun also immediately agreed. Shortly after, Gu-won and Do Hee appeared at the gangster's place. The angry Gu-won cruelly threatened the gangster boss to catch the culprit shown on the sketch. Do Hee was frightened by the event. As a consequence of his action, Do Hee fired Gu-won as her personal bodyguard. That evening, Do Hee was attacked by the unknown man in her apartment and hanged on the high balcony of the building. Thankfully, Gu-won made it on time and saved her from falling. Because of that incident, Gu-won and Seok Min both proposed to Do Hee for marriage. During Do Hee's wedding, it was revealed that she finally chose Gu-won as her groom. She looked very beautiful on her wedding day. The event was also attended by Madame Ju's family members. In the next scene, the wedding between Gu-won and Do Hee was just a contract marriage after all. On the other hand, Do Hee is suspecting Do Kyung as the mastermind of all the killing attempts towards her. As a result, Gu-won and Do Hee are observing Do Kyung secretly. Suddenly, a strange beggar approaches Do Hee and Gu-won. Meanwhile, at Do Hee's apartment, the couple is arguing as to why Gu-won's power is flickering. Not long after, Seok Min suspects Gu-won that he is not a human, but Gu-won denies it. After a while, Gu-won thinks that he needs to recharge his power on Do Hee in order to stop it from flickering. On another occasion, Do Hee was defamed on social media, and it was part of the plan by Seok Min to bring down Do Hee for the chairmanship candidacy. In the next scene, Gu-won's butler is looking for the demon's manual that was stolen by the mysterious killer. On a different occasion, Do Hee was arrested on suspicion of killing Madame Ju. However, Do Hee knows that it was a strategy of Seok Min to tarnish her reputation, to be denied the chairmanship candidacy. Outside Sunwoo Foundation, Gu-won was stabbed with a knife by the mysterious killer. When Do Hee knew that Gu-won was stabbed, with her detective friend's approval, she sneaked out of the police station and immediately rushed to the hospital in order to save Gu-won, and it worked. Later, she goes back secretly again to the police station to avoid suspicion. After some time, at Do Hee's apartment, Gu-won is recharging his power on Do Hee comfortably. The following day, Gu-won went out with Do Hee for work because he was worried about Do Hee's safety. In the office, they were discussing that the opinions on social media now in favor on Do Hee's side due to the stabbing incident on Gu-won. During the special board meeting for the election of a new chairmanship, Do Hee surprisingly announced that she would withdraw her candidacy. Do Hee also stated to Madame Ju family members that she would renounce her inheritance and that she already forgave and forgot by ending their war. In reality, Do Hee put a stop to the fight out of fear that Gu-won would suffer harm once more. However, when Gu-won knew the real reason, she kissed Do Hee passionately. On another occasion, Seok Min killed the mysterious killer by burning his place. It was also revealed that he also killed his mother Madame Ju by changing the medicine. On the other hand, Gu-won finds out that his office was bugged. Soon after, Gu-won notices that his power is completely gone. As a result, Gu-won ran to the strange beggar. It turns out that the beggar is God, the one who gives Gu-won power. God told Gu-won that he was dying and could only get his power back if Do Hee dies. In the next scene, Gu-won is preparing for his death. He is giving final instructions to his butler and informing the police to keep Do Hee safe. After a while, Gaeong told Do Hee the truth about how to prevent Gu-won's death. As a result, Do Hee approaches Gu-won and spends time together trying to find a solution on how to return the power to Gu-won. Meanwhile, Seok Min was elected as the new chairman of My Ray Group. On the other hand, Do Hee was hit by Do Kyung's car. Eventually, Do Kyung's car explodes. Fortunately, Do Hee was saved by Gu-won. Because of this, the devil's power is back on Gu-won. Soon after, Gu-won is enjoying his regained power. After some time, it turns out that Do Kyung is alive and turned himself at the police station by following the order of his father. After a while, Gu-won dreamed about his previous life when he was still a human. Gu-won remembered that Do Hee was her lover, but unfortunately, their story ended tragically. Shockingly, Do Kyung is dead in prison after hanging himself. On another occasion, Seok Min invited all his family members for dinner because he wanted to get all their shares, but nobody agreed. Shortly, Do Hee found out that it's Seok Min who killed his own mother. At the same time, Seok Min told Do Hee that the one who killed her parents was Madame Ju. Right at the moment, Seok Min chooses to free himself from Gu-won by jumping off a building. Later on, Do Hee went to church to ask the truth about her parents' deaths. The priest told Do Hee that her parents died because of a car accident, based on Madame Ju's confession. It turns out that Gu-won remembered that Do Hee's father died because it was the expiration date of the devil's contract on that day. Not long after, Gu-won told Do Hee to save herself from hell and then disappeared. After the disappearance of Gu-won, Do Hee kept herself busy at work. In the evening, without Do Hee's knowledge, Gu-won visits her when she's falling asleep. A little later, Do Hee dreamed about his previous life and that Gu-won is the man she loves. On the other hand, Seok Min is alive and tries to kill Do Hee. Fortunately, Gu-won saves her from death. As a result, Gu-won perished through spontaneous combustion. Meanwhile, Do Hee was devastated by the death of Gu-won. However, God granted Do Hee's heartfelt wish that Gu-won would come back to life again. On the other hand, Seok Min became mentally ill in prison. In the next scene, Gaeong missed her flight because she saved a child from domestic abuse, just like how she was saved by Gu-won when she was a kid. Meanwhile, Gu-won is continuing his work as a demon, and Seok-hoon is the new chairman of my Ray group. In the final scene, Do Hee and Gu-won lived a happy life together. Finally, do you like to fall in love with a handsome devil? I will be very happy if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.